Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, June 26, 2020. It's 2:48 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now. I was up listening to something and I was reminded. And this is gonna help somebody. Matter of fact, it was so important that on my mirror in my bathroom, I have a whole bunch of stuff written down, times, dates, when I started something, because I know that if you do something for 2-3 weeks, 21 days, a new habit will take place. So I'll put down my start date so I can be mindful. Okay, you're not there yet. Keep going. But I cleared some room on that mirror. Then after my prayer time this morning, I normally never turn the light on. I usually leave out of my prayer area, but I stayed in, turned the light on, and I made some more room on side of a whiteboard. Wiped some stuff off and wrote it down, and then I looked on my desk. I keep a book that shows all the stuff I need to do for the day. So if there's something I need to do, I write it down in there the day before, or when it comes to my mind, I write it in there. That's stuff I need to do. And then right next to it was a journal that my son sent me for Father's Day. And I opened that up and I wrote this thing in there. Now, I made this all over the place because I needed to be reminded of this. And simply put, downtime is prep time. And the reason why that's so important, and the reason why that really applies to everybody's life, because I don't believe and the reason why I know it's applicable to everyone is because of all the mental examples that I ran through. I couldn't figure one that did not apply to. Downtime is prep time. You have 9 months before the baby's coming. Prepare. When the grandparents take the children for the weekend, get your rest. Catch up on that book you wanted to read. Clean the house like you wanted to clean it. Go for that long run that you wanted to go for. Or when your finances aren't right and you got more than enough time on your hands because you don't have money to go anywhere. Then prepare. Learn about money. Learn about how the next time when you get that $500 advance, or when you get that increase at your job, that you just don't go out and just spend it, but you know how to invest it and how to grow it into more, right? You know how to plant that seed in the ground and to get it to grow to an abundance, right? That's what I mean by there's prep time and downtime. Downtime is time to prepare. If you don't have to work out, like right now I'm doing 2-a-days. I'm typically either riding my bike and then going to the gym, or I'm swimming and then I'm going to the gym, or I'm running, then I go to the gym, or whatever the case may be. I'm putting a lot more on my body, or sometimes I'll ride my bike to the gym, whatever the case may be. I'm putting a lot on my body. So when Sunday comes around, that's the time to let my body recover. Downtime is prep time. Prepare your body. When you're alone and you want to be in a relationship, How are you preparing? And what made this, I know I'm talking about it as if I just learned about it today, but no, I've known about it, but it was so good to have it refreshed. And the reason that I can say downtime is prep time. My business, could I be doing more deals? I'm gonna say yes. Could I be making more money? I'm gonna say yes. Do I have a lot going on? Absolutely. Is it all business related? No. A lot of it is my personal fitness, personal health goals. And sometimes my business is just taking a back seat to that. But the crazy thing was, there's been an abundance, even in the light of this whole COVID-19, there has been an abundance of finances. Yeah, well, yeah, we want more, but I'm saying there's been an abundance of finances. I mean, literally checks falling out the sky from areas. I'm like, what is this? That has more than surplused the lack of productivity work-wise. So when you don't have an overflow of business like in my industry, you have a lot of downtime. I believe you get provided for in an abundance in order to catch your breath, to catch up. You know, just imagine being like a race car and always doing 200 miles an hour. Like, geez, like, slow down. Catch your breath. Breathe. Life is not intended to be moved at that rate for long periods of time. It doesn't leave room to stop and smell the roses. But with that said, it's given me my flow of client here, client there, manageable. Still go out and train for an Ironman. I'll be 42 years old before I do this Ironman. This half Ironman. Downtime. So during my downtime, I've been training. During this downtime, I've been implementing new systems. I've been implementing automation. I've been learning how to use my cell phone to run my business. See, some people could complain and just say, oh, there's no business, everything's slow, everything's bad. But I appreciate what's given to me. And I appreciate the time when it's not. Seed time and harvest time. downtime is prep time. So when I'm getting ready for bed, I pull my computer out and I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm learning how to run my business better. Because if there's one thing that I've been able to see in my life, on this journey, is that it won't always be downtime. I'm expecting a flood of business. Matter of fact, I'll tell you how expecting I am. There's a vehicle that I want, that I'm thinking about. I don't plan on financing this vehicle. I plan on paying cash. That vision would have never come to me if it wasn't a possible reality. Downtime is prep time. So I'm not taking this lull in my business as a sign that the market isn't good. I'm taking this lull in my business because even at a lull, I'll financially do better than most. And I'm thankful for that. So during this downtime, I'm working on the systems. Because when the harvest comes in, I'll be prepared to handle it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not turning down any business. I'm not sitting here saying, yeah, Jim, you want your home sold, or you want me to show you some houses to buy? Yeah, right now I'm working on my business, so I'm not sure. I've had people tell me that. Like when I went to them for services, they'd be like, yeah, we're not ready to do that. We're still working on the business. So why you even present the idea? Well, that way when we're ready, you'll know where to go to. I wouldn't care if I was opening up a restaurant, the restaurant wasn't ready to go. I'd be like, take a seat. All we got right now is macaroni and cheese. I'll be right back. So I'm not turning anything down. Matter of fact, business is coming at me. So you know the difference between a bad market, no business, and downtime. Downtime is no different than what a farmer does every single season when he plants his seed. He plants his seed, he waters the seed, he's patient with the seed. Seed sprouts back up. And now he has an abundance. That falls in line directly with the fact of how do you want to, what's an ideal financial work situation, business, what's ideal? I mean, for me, my ideal situation as it stands right now is if I could get all my work done in 2 or 3 hours and be back to playing with my kids. Does everything fall in line in direct proportion with what it is that you want? And I would say if it doesn't, then you need to reevaluate, because once you have an idea and you have a true vision, and then you have the right downtime to prepare, that when things are really ready to come together, they will happen. That's why I said downtime is prep time. That's why I said it's applicable to everybody. To the person who wants to be in a relationship, will prepare for that relationship. To the person who wants to be financially well off, will prepare for the money that's getting ready to come in, because you can't give a bunch of money to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. They won't keep it. You can't put a person in a worthwhile relationship and they haven't understood what it is that they want out of it. It won't last. You can't let somebody lose weight overnight because the habits that got them there are still there. Imagine your body, imagine the chaos and turmoil that your body would go through if you were able to gain 20 pounds and then lose 25 pounds like that. Your body would be in a state of traumatic shock from being able to gain and then lose that quick. That's why it's a process in between. Between when I was 285 or 280, 270, 285, and to the point I'm down to 205, 27, there was a lot of time in between there where I didn't see any change, but I was constantly implementing new strategies, new exercises, new plans, new health habits, that as I was implementing these down the road, a long ways down the road, is when I started seeing results. But by that time, I had already had a built-in habit of going to the gym. I'd already had a built-in habit of not eating the right things, even though yesterday I ate a lot of bread, I think. Right? It's not to say you're not going to fall off, you're not going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're entitled to that. That's a part of life. That's the beauty of life, is we make the mistakes and then we learn from the mistakes. Only a fool would make a mistake and continue to repeat the same mistake. So that's why I'm saying downtime is prep time. If you can learn how to do that, you could create a whole nother atmosphere for your life. That just creates so much purpose. That you would just be the happiest person on the face of this earth. But if you don't have what you want, but you have time to prepare for what you want, and you don't prepare properly, and then just by some slim chance that you do end up getting what you wanted, but you're not prepared to handle it and you lose it, that's a lesson. Don't take for granted the time that you have downtime. I think the point where I learned that at most was I learned that in prison, because I knew that I had to, when the judge gave me my sentence, the first thing was I was happy that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, because I really thought it was going to be 15 years, 16 years, 17-year sentence and more. But the first thing I said to myself, how are you going to approach this? And from day one, I had the mentality, I'm just in an all men's school. And I approached it like that. So I would spend months and hours each day. Somebody had sent me a typewriter. And then I got a book of all the colleges around the world. And I just sent them all letters asking them who will give me online correspondence. I'd like to go to school. The ASU answered back. They had a project called the Norton Project. Central Arizona College replied back. I got on the firefighter squad and went for my fire science. Be qualified as a firefighter. Then NAU answered back. And it wasn't that I didn't get in any trouble in there. It's just I spent the majority of my time developing. If you can learn how to not complain when things aren't going the way that you want them to go, but you can learn to take that time when things aren't going the way that you want them to go and apply it towards how will I react once this thing. You have to come from a point, you have to come from a position that what it is that you want will come. I just want to be prepared when it does. I don't want my blessings to creep up on me. And once you have that mindset that it will happen and I want to be prepared, you will work every single day. And then one day, that thing you wanted will happen. And when you're prepared for it, it's even better.